Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, boom. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast tonight. We have a magnificent guest with us, a legend himself, none other than the incredible artist D.A. Smart, who's going to give us some amazing information as well as inspiration. First of all, assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you doing?
Wa alaikum salam. I'm fine, sir.
This means so much to myself, my family, and the viewing audience of the People's Podcast that you would take time out of your busy schedule to come have a conversation with us. The first thing that we want to know is how did you go from being an artist to hearing the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Ever since I was rapping, it was all about my conditions. I rapped about Robert Taylor. My first rap was called Ghetto Cry. You know, and it went like, living in the ghetto is a pitfall, spray paint, graffiti on the brick wall. Gangbangers hanging out on the street while rappers like me be rocking to the beat. This is the story and it's not for play. Living in a dangerous life every day. Behind closed doors, there's a lot of strange things like prostitute girls at the age of 13. Some might steal and some might lie. This is just the jurisdiction of the ghetto cry. You know, so I was always conscious from the beginning. That's like one of my first raps. So, you know, coming up in Robert Taylor, I always knew it was something else for me other than that life. Life went on. I met my first children's mother, and her mother was conscious, very conscious. She had tapes of Les Brown, tapes of, you know, what was the sister that held down the temple? On 115th in Chicago. The minister used to go there a lot. Johnny Coleman.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Tapes of her, and then she had tapes of the minister. And the first tape that I ever heard of the minister was called The Black Family Day. I think it was in Jamaica. He was in Jamaica somewhere speaking, and it was her tape. And I listened to it for the first time and never heard a man talk like that and send chills through my body with the truth that he was speaking. It was so profound that I was hooked on that tape. I couldn't let it go. So when I left, I actually stole it from my children's mother, just so I could take it home and, you know, study it and listen to this man. You know what I mean? And from that point, I was always interested in the Nation of Islam.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. But both of my sisters, Miriam and Naima, send the greetings. My sister Katina says, assalamu alaikum. She loves your energy and the way you can rap. And people just showing you love all across the country. I can't wait to put this on YouTube. All right.
Walaikum salam, my sisters. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for those who may not know, because many people don't know unless you were in Chicago during that time period, there was a time period we would come to Muhammad University of Islam, and it was like a rock star concerts and performance with Brother Kenny, Star Crescent, but the headliner would be one and only D.A. Smart, and you would always do Message to the Black Man or your different songs, and then eventually you would do a song where you would talk about how you were banned at this theater and how, you know, because you were speaking Black people and prejudice. So how did you go? What did it feel like to be banned for, you know, for your art?
Wow. I felt like I was doing something right when they banned me. I said, oh, yeah, it must be right because they can't take it. You know, I know that they can't take the truth. They can't handle the truth. They always want to hide it, put it under the rug. So when they banned me, I knew that I had something that was so fiery that they couldn't handle, you know, and how I felt imbued with the spirit to fight. Once they banned me, man, I was ready for the fight. That's all. I'm ready. What's up? What's next? And we fought. My manager at the time, Jeffrey Watts, Dr. Groove, organized boycotts, marches. We did it on 3 different occasions. One of the occasions is when they was the Regal Theater was hosting a play, Serafina, and 2 other occasions, and all the rappers in Chicago came out for this, man. I mean, everybody that you know that's popular now was there walking with me, okay, in front of the Regal for the cause of, you know, hip hop being able to say the truth on stage. If I wasn't being vulgar, I wasn't using cuss words or grabbing my body parts, I was just dropping truth. And they banned me at a black theater called the Regal Theater. How is this possible? I couldn't believe it. So I knew it had to be some white people that got something to do with it. It couldn't be black people that banned me for this. All I'm giving is a brief historical account of the Black American experience. So why would you ban me from a talent show? Okay, but then I found out that Pepsi and Coca-Cola was sponsoring the talent show. That's how they got it on GCI and, you know, promoted it basically. So the little white people that was in the audience was representing those distributors and promoters. So that's who got me banned. And, you know, we marched on the Regal 3 different times. The whole hip hop community came out. The Regal had to come back to the table with me, allow me to get back in the contest, and I demanded a public apology, which they did. You know, and then I got back in the contest and beat and won it. Yeah, I even beat R. Kelly. He was in the talent contest too at the Regal. And, you know, I even whooped R. Kelly that year. Yeah.
That's amazing, man. This is why we love doing people's podcasts. I learned all this history. I didn't know you beat R. Kelly, and I didn't know you had to march to do that. Yes, sir. And now I had a question for you.
It was in the Final Call newspaper too. I don't remember what issue it was in, but it was like I was in the front and all the rappers and everybody that was marching with me was behind me. I think Brother James Muhammad came and did that interview. It was called Rapper Band at the Regal Theater. It's in one of them old papers, bro.
Okay, yes, sir. And people are showing you love all across. Thank you all for your likes and your shares. My question for you, sir, is: did you know, and do you know, that your music would have an impact on future generations down? Do people ever come up to you and say, "Man, thank you, man, I know your songs will help me get through this, will help me get through that"? Do you ever receive that positive energy from people?
You know, when I created it, I felt like that. You know, I was talking to the essence of the people, to the nature of the human being, especially the Black man in particular. I fashioned it to touch you in your heart and inspire you to do something. When I listen to it, it inspires me. So if it could shock me and I wrote it, or if it could move me and I wrote it, I definitely believe it could move other Black men in my condition, situation, and predicament. So, and that's most of us. So I felt like I could touch a lot of people when I wrote it. Now, once I performed it and got it out there and saw the response, man, you know, it ain't nothing like people loving you for what you do. Okay. It ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that, brother. For you to create something in your bedroom that you made up totally by yourself, and then you present it to the public and they love it or give you a standing ovation or want to buy it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, whoa, you know, that's amazing, man. And it's wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to uplift my people. So, you know, that was super dope.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. Excellent. Well, Black People and Prejudice is one of the songs, just, you know, one of the greatest songs ever. But there's also another song that I listened to on YouTube, and my sister reminded me the other day that we would be way out in Naperville. People would come up to us, this when we got older, and they'll be like, "Put your left foot in front of your right foot and walk with me." And I'm like, "Hey, I know him." How did you know? Did you know that "Walk with Me" would become like a Chicago anthem and, you know, would last forever?
I didn't know it would become a Chicago anthem. I didn't know how people was going to accept it, but I knew it was the shit. I knew it. You know what I mean? As a rapper, a performer such as I, a battle rapper, you know, I came up battling MCs and things of that nature. You got to have a certain amount of confidence. You can't be second guessing your stuff. You got to know what you're doing and do it with like you know it's what it is. Okay. So when I made Walk With Me, I knew it was unlike anything out there. You feel me? I knew it was unlike, so I knew it was going to attract.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, and I knew, you know, ain't nobody done this. Ain't nobody had the balls to do what I'm about to do. So I'm about to do it. It's just like when I made 1 in a Million for the Million Man March. Ain't nobody had the balls to do that. Like I did it, even though we did Where You At with all other rappers. It was inspired from 1 in a Million by D.A. Smart. You feel me? That's the truth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had a meeting where the minister and all these rappers was there, Ice Cube, all of them. And then minister say, our brother D.A. was inspired to write something I think is beautiful. I want y'all to hear it. He played it for them. And he said he wanted everybody. First, he asked me. He said, brother, do you think it'll be, after I showed him the song, he asked me first, do you think it'll be a good idea to get other people on the song with you? You know, to make it East Coast, West Coast, everybody be involved? I said, absolutely. So that would be a pleasure of mine to rap with other people. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't tripping on that. Plus, I can show them who I am. Okay. So he organized the meeting. Everybody agreed. Cube couldn't be on the record rapping because he was in Africa filming the movie he did out there. I think it was Dangerous Grounds. I don't know, but he was doing the movie, so he couldn't be on the record, but he did call. That's why he's on the phone on the record. But as you can see, man, some of the coldest people on Where You At, y'all, right here. Hanging with my brothers that we have in no fear was brothers that was representing the nation. Myself, Cam, Shorty, not saying the other brothers that do their thing, but man, they stole me. They took me from Kuta to Toby and molded me in the way that you freed me, but still hold me. What you trying to pull? Treat us like animals. Whatever happened to, like cannibals. Whatever happened to that 40 acres in that animal? I was going nuts on their head, boy. That's all. I'm just, hey, that's just what it is. I know this. So, Walk With Me, when I wrote it, I knew it was going to be controversial, just like Black People Ain't Prejudiced, just like 1 in a Million, just like most of the things that I put together. I did a song called The Black Woman, and that was controversial. Okay. But no, not The Black Woman. It was called The Woman. Okay. But I was talking about the woman. Okay. But yeah, you know, Walk With Me was something I also created because everybody was representing their hoods. Compton, NWA, New York was getting represented, and Chicago was getting represented. But, you know, from Common and the Brat at the time, you know, but they didn't bring you in Chicago. They said 60644 and, you know, a couple of hints of Chicago. But I said, okay, I'm going to give it to them the way it's supposed to be given it to them because they'll see it from my point of view. So I'm finna give them the vision of the terror. And Walk With Me was born. I heard a track from Traxter, and I said, give me that track. As soon as I heard it, that was the one. And I wrote the song to it, man. And I knew it was gonna be crazy. I knew it was gonna be crazy because it was unlike. Again, D.A. doing it again. Something that ain't nobody else doing. Black People Ain't Prejudiced. We just mad. It was unlike any rap anybody was ever doing.
Yes, sir.
At the time. Okay? So I gave a lot of people balls to be who they are today.
Yes, sir. That's a fact. Wonderful. And people are showing you, thank you everybody in the comments. Sister Audrey from Chicago says, Assalamualaikum, people showing you love. Just everybody showing you love all across the country. My question for you is, now that you see in your time period, it was very New York, like you said, LA dominated. Now, because of social media, you see a lot more Chicago rappers being put on and a lot more consciousness being out there. Do you feel that there's a lane that's available for the rappers who laid the foundation, like you and other rappers who were speaking this way before, ahead of his time? You feel like it's a lane that you all paved the way for?
It's definitely a lane, okay? But it ain't up there amongst the elite, okay? It's a lane for us, though. You know, you just got to maintain your lane, know what your lane is, go to your people, that type of thing. But, you know, up there with the elites, once you get up there, that's a different lane. You won't see us up there, not me in particular. And it ain't because I don't want to be, it's because they won't allow me, because I won't sign the paper to say I'm gonna sell my whole life to you. I'm gonna sell my image. I'm gonna give you my insurance, my life insurance. Nobody could benefit from this but you. And you're gonna loan me 1.5 million that I'm gonna owe you back. What the hell? This is not a contract or a deal. This is a master-slave relationship. What the hell I look like? Okay, so you're gonna make me look like I'm rich. I'm not gonna be rich. You're gonna give me fame, right? A name that I don't even own no more because I just signed it off to you. That's why they killing artists and taking the catalog and living off of. I mean, because they own them. They own you. That ain't no deal. A master-slave relationship ain't no deal. A deal is both of us win. So I win just because I get on TV, fame, and get promoted across the world to be your nigga. No, that ain't winning. And that ain't no deal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what advice would you give to young and up-and-coming independent artists?
Stay independent, okay? And get your grind on right there. As soon as you pop independently, they gonna come knocking at your door, baby, because they gonna wanna see you, see what you gonna be willing to do, what you gonna be willing to sell, give up, all right? You know, you gotta be smart. Sign a distribution deal. Don't sign nothing else. Get your own label and sign a distribution deal with a big label if they like some of your artists or you or whatever, your music. But don't sign no deal with no label. Definitely don't do no 360s. It's just terrible out here. Don't be stupid. Think, man.
Yes, sir. Okay, great.
Keep it simple.
Yes, sir. All right, so my next question is, the Most High Missiles Farrakhan came to Atlanta. He was speaking. This is promoting the Millions More movement. You were performing with him all across the country. And the minister would say, my favorite rapper, D.A. Smart. You know, like, how did that make you feel to have a man of God say that about you?
On top of the world, brother. You man, on top of the world. Because number one, like I said, when I first heard him, man, I felt God speaking through this man. I felt like it was God speaking through this man. I felt like it was an omnipotent power that I'd never heard before. Never even thinking that I would meet him. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't thinking I would ever meet this man. Okay, let alone meet him. And then he befriended me. All right. And then doing something he never done before with me. Take me on tour with him. A rapper. Okay. Rolling with a head of state. A man of God. All right. That was crazy. So people be saying, DA, how you feel that you haven't made it? I said, shit, I've been made it. I've been made it, man. You sleep. I've been made it. Real talk. So it's not adequate words in an English dictionary or a language to explain the emotions that I was feeling at the time, bro.
All praises to a lot. Okay, let's talk about, because I had the Me Man Mark song already here, but more important what than the song was what inspired the song to become so great. How did you feel How did the Million Man March personally impact you?
Man, it felt like the answer to all the problems that I had as a Black man and that we had as Black men and as Black people. To see all them vehicles going to Washington, D.C., filled with Black men, and to get there and see all of those Black men, man, I just felt like everything was about to change, brother. Right then in 95, I felt like this is it. Boom, it's about to go down right now. It was a high that nothing artificial can duplicate. It was crazy. Again, another emotion that is unexplainable.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, I wanted to ask you, whenever you East, West Side, Chicago, South Side, Walk With Me video, hat to the left, hat to the right, all of this, have you ever been faced with fear? And if so, how have you overcome that fear?
Man, you know, growing up in Robert Taylor, fear, I absolutely have been faced with fear. Absolutely. But as the minister say, it ain't what you do once you're made afraid, it's what you do after you made afraid. What you gonna do now that you shocked or startled? What you gonna do now that you see what it is? Okay, and I don't know, but it's something about me that like to solve problems, Brother Josh.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
Know, like if I have a relationship with a woman, for instance, okay, and it go bad and it be my fault, I figure it out. I say, damn, what did I do wrong? Then I figure it out. Figure out if I'm wrong, I face it. Hold on, I face it. Boom, nigga, you bogus right there. All right, can you fix that? And how can you fix that? And then I'll go to work on it. If I can fix it, I'll fix it. If not, I'm gonna be like coming with a disclaimer. Look, I'm all good, but this is a problem. Okay? You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you know, it's just like I guess it started when I was young too. Going to parties. You know how you scared to ask a girl to dance?
Yes, sir.
You hate that word. No. You sit your ass in the corner all day. You don't want to ask nobody else to dance once you hear no, because you're afraid of rejection. Man, like I said, I grew up in Robert Taylor. To me, it's the worst project that I've ever seen. And I lived in it. And I'm not saying it just because I lived in it. It's because I visited many other projects. And I have yet, okay? I have yet to see anyone that compare, even though everything happens everywhere in every project. It's all the same. Robert Taylor just taught me to be, like I went to New York. We was in Manhattan, brother. We took a taxi to Brooklyn, got dropped off. Me and my brother from Robert Taylor, because we was in New York when I signed a deal with RCA, recording with the Bomb Squad. We was tired of Manhattan. It was boring and bougie. We said, where the hood at? Went outside, finally found the Puerto Rican that'll take us to Brooklyn. He dropped us off. We ain't had no way back. We was at home, fam. We walked right to the basketball court and kicked it. Had a good time. You know what I'm talking about? Went back to Manhattan and finished doing what we had to do. I'm gonna give you another example about fear. Mustafa Farrakhan used to be my boy, okay? I mean, still my boy. But we used to hang out tough. And he used to come to the Robert Taylor. He just drive up. He ain't had no security, come by himself, leave his door open, jump out his vehicle, holler up to my house, DA! I look out the window and see him down there. I'll run downstairs. I'll be like, Moosty, man, you know what I'm saying? Be careful, bro. Don't be leaving your door open and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't cool around here. And Moosty response was, shit. My home is 196,940,000 square miles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, I go every this is my house. In other words, like nigga, ain't no fear. And that just clicked in my head, like click, yeah. That makes sense. You know, I mean, it do. You can't be dumb, but you know what I mean? You know, you shouldn't be afraid. I'm gonna give another example real quick. My brother was a gang member, both of them. And I used to watch how they pick victims. Yeah. You see a nigga walking in your hood looking around scared, that's a good victim. Okay? You see somebody walking like they got somewhere to go, or they comfortable, you're a little skeptical messing with him. You don't know. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
So fear really attracts danger to you. So you can't be afraid. So, man, I was able to face fear at a young age. That's what I'm saying. I was trained to not be afraid before I got in this rap game. So facing a white man wasn't nothing to me. It was like another thing to do. I don't care. And I'm going to ride with the greatest warrior against them in our time, Minister Min Farrakhan. Boy, what you going to do? So I had no fear, no hoods. You know, my hood was terrible already. I didn't have no fear, no hoods. I go right in the hood. I had, very few people. It was never really no disrespect. It was all love. You know, when I went to the hoods, different hoods, left side, right side, west side, east side, south side, when they know it's DA who made walk with me, it wasn't nothing but love. It wasn't nothing but love. They knew I was Jesus on the ghetto level. They knew I said, walk with me like Jesus said, follow me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They knew what the word was. They knew what I was calling out. They was wondering what happened to you. What happened to you, man? You know what I'm talking about? It was nothing but love, man.
Great. Okay, and you getting so much love, Brother Janelle. My name is Sister Malika, Sister Audrey. Thank everybody who's showing love. Brother D.A. Smart, we got a quick 60-second commercial break, and we coming right back because we have a few more questions for you before we close the interview out. Thank you very much for your patience. 1 second.
Thank you, Brother John.
Yes, sir. All right, here we go. And thank everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe. Here we go.
Brother Rashad Street Premiere. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Please reach out to him if you need any of those services. Sister Miriam's ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, and now Spanish book. All three available on Amazon.com. Sister Naima's Stay on Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country, right here in the studios of Atlanta, Georgia. Rock Communications. If you're working on a book and you need copy, editing, project management, content development, or media relations, please reach out to Rock Communications. Student Minister Robert L. Muhammad's Conflict Mediation, squashing the beast throughout the Southwest region. He does a phenomenal job. His wife, Sister Fudia Muhammad's Giving Birth to a God and the Science of Child Rearing. Please make sure you go out and get a copy of her book as well. Fashion Gods, urban streetwear clothing for men and boys. 314-329-6009. He'll keep you dressed in the best of fashion. Brother Kenneth's Bow Tie Maker Extraordinaire. He'll ship you bow ties anywhere across the nation. Taj Hollywood's Chemistry 6 episode, a new television series out on YouTube. He's looking for actors and writers. Make sure you support him. Keep It Hood, helping others overcome depression. Also by Taj Hollywood. Brother Aaron's Elevated Places, stress management, real estate, credit, repair, and restoration. His Respect for Life Center, they do personal wellness, philosophy, emotional, and mental spiritual wellness. 229-344-1474. Dr. Henry Carter's King Henry Turkey Legs, right here in Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad's COVID-19 disinfected cleaning services out of Chicago. Student Minister Sharif Muhammad's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, available on adulsharif.com. And lastly, Brother Joshua Muhammad's book, Cleopatra, as well as No Father, No Excuse, both available on Amazon.
All right, back to the legendary D.A. Smart himself. My next question for you, sir, is you said you worked with the Bomb Squad. What was that like?
Dope. You know, I always admired Public Enemy coming up in the rap game. So to work with their producers, I felt like I was in the right studio with the right people at the right time. Real tough. And we made some cold music, brother. Stand up and be counted. What you niggas want me to do? We went nuts. You know, it was on RCA, so we couldn't release it because, you know, they shut you just doing the switch when they was turning the whole game from conscious to gangster. So they tried to shelf me once they signed me. So I had to get up off there and be independent. And that's when Walk With Me dropped. Yeah.
Okay, great. Are there any artists that inspire you? What artists inspire you as a creative? What artists inspire you?
Well, back in the days, you know, it was people like I said, Public Enemy, definitely KRS-One, okay? You know, people like that. KRS, Public Enemy, people who was dropping science, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, LL Cool J, because he was just the coldest rapper at the time.
Yes, sir.
And I wanted to be that and drop science on people. People like Ice-T too, so, you know.
Okay, great.
That was my inspiration.
Wonderful. Yes, sir. So I heard that you did a song with the Temptations. Is that true?
Former Temptations. I did a song with Eddie Kendricks and Dennis Edwards. It's called Get It While It's Hot.
Legendary. Yes, sir. Legendary. Okay, great.
We did the video too. It's a video out there. You know, you can check it out. Look it up. It's on YouTube.
Okay, that's my next question for you. Where can we find all of your music and videos?
I got a website.
Okay.
TerrorRecordsInc.com. TerrorRecordsInc.com. TerrorRecordsInc.com.
Wonderful. All right, and we have just a few more questions for you. What advice would you give to future fathers?
Wow. You know, it's a new world today. So, you know, be the best father you could be. I hope you learned or had a great example in the men in your life, and whatever man you admire, you know, implement those good things from that brother and put it into yourself, into your family. You know, all future fathers, you know, be a father, number one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, stand up and be counted, regardless of what happened to you. You know, I wanted to be a father because my father wasn't a father. Okay, that I felt like, damn, why would he not want to be around me? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with him? You know what I'm talking about? I said to myself, I would never do that to my children. So, you know, that really pushed me to be a father because I didn't have one. So, you know, and it's one of the best gifts you could give. You know, it ain't nothing. You ain't got nothing unless you could pass it on. Okay, if you ain't passing it on and you getting it for yourself, you're gonna die with it. It ain't worth nothing. So pass it on. Be a father, you know, father or further their life with your experiences by sharing it with them so they could do better than you did. Okay.
Yes, sir. All right. And how's being a grandfather impacted you?
Oh man, that's a whole new level of the game. With grandchildren, you know, you try to do all the things with them that you weren't able to do with your children. You know, you're a lot more lenient with them because you ain't got to take them home necessarily. You know, you spoil them a lot. probably more than you did your children, so your children are a little envious. Why you ain't do this when I was coming up, Dad? Because you're not my grandchild. Okay, you're my child. I had to put you on a certain path and road. This.
Oh. Okay, you there?
Yep.
Okay, so to the artist is DA Smart, people showing love. Okay, it seems like you froze up just a little bit, sir.
Yeah, am I back?
No, sir, not yet. I can hear you, but we can't see you. It looks like it's frozen. And thank you, Brother Janelle. Thank you, everyone who continues to like, share, subscribe. We're just waiting on our brother DA Smart to come back. Boom. Okay, so while he comes back, y'all want me to rap a little bit? So let me spit some of this DA Smart stuff for y'all. Just joking. All right. We're waiting on him. But I would like to thank everyone who continues to like, share, and subscribe to the People's Podcast. Boom. Our brother's right back that quick. See, I ain't have to step in for you like I thought I was. I had to start rapping.
Oh.
I was gonna rap your verses. I was gonna rap all your songs. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, then you would have did good. You would have did good. All right. I ain't never heard of Josh Flow. I ain't never heard of Josh Flow though. You know, I need to.
That's not my thing. That's not my thing. I'm the actor.
That's not okay.
I'm the actor. You know
okay. All right.
So, that's speaking of acting. Are you ever going to do like a movie or anything about your life or what it's like being in Chicago?
I'm actually doing a documentary about my life now.
Okay.
I'm doing a documentary about my life, and you know, I might need you to be in it. Ask you some questions.
That's where I was going with it. It will be an honor. It will be an honor.
Absolutely.
I'll tell people.
Yeah. So when I come to Atlanta, I might as well do all of that while I'm there.
Yes, sir. It's an honor.
Absolutely.
I told Brother Enoch from Hip Hop Detox, thanks for him being the plug. I sent him a Facebook status that I sent. Did you see the status? Did he send the status to you? Where I said,
yes, he did.
Yeah, and I was in class and I just said, I thought about DA Smart lyric and it just came like that. You know what I'm saying? Just right away. My mom's, man, she played, that's all she was going, it was like, DA Smart, this is what you're going to listen to. Y'all go, and then you get older, you be like, man, I know his music. I know that shit. Like, you be like, oh, I know the songs. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want that we could give you the flowers while you with us and let you know people outside the nation, but specifically the nation. We owe you our respect and salute to you for how you stepped for the nation in a cool way in art and culture before everybody else was doing it. And we thank a lot for you, DA Smart, because you gave us somebody to be a strong man. You had the girls, charisma, swag, you know what I'm saying? All of that. So it's like we thank a lot for you. And I hope your family knows that we thank a lot for their sacrifice as well, for you just representing the Nation of Islam in a cool way and the teachings and being in the street, but still, you know what I'm saying? It's like you were somebody who I looked up to, but many people, that's why I said, I hope people come up to you and give you credit. Many people inspire, whether they tell you or not, they took your style, they something from you. When I see these new artists, I'm like, oh, that's DA Smart. That's DA Smart. That's DA Smart. So I just want to make sure that we gave you that credit. People in the comments saying absolutely. And I just want to thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on the People's Podcast. I got one more question for you, sir. What would you like your legacy to be?
Again, if I can help us raise our consciousness so what we think play out in what we do, then that's enough for me, man. That's all I want to do with music is, make people aware, use the music. Just like you said, when it popped in your head because it was a song, you feel me? It popped in your head, and things like that need to happen all the time, bro. That's all I want to do, is if you're in a situation and I pop in your head, you be like, oh, right on time. And I did my job. You feel me? I feel like I did something for somebody, but I wish I could have did it on a larger scale than I have. And, it's not no period at the end of my name. So It ain't over. It don't stop till the casket drop.
That's
and even
right.
though I'm 50 plus, I'm still got the thrust. And
Yes,
can't
sir.
nobody mess with us. You know what I'm talking about? I'm still on it, man. Still dropping music. Like I said, I got the new song out called Hell and Hot Water, still dropping science like I'm supposed to.
Yes,
It's
sir.
on a new album out called D.A. Smart verse, Ray Deli. Ray Deli is my R&B alter ego.
Oh,
It's a
you saying?
mixture of
Okay, I know you saying.
it's a mixture of the talented side of my brother R. Kelly and Nate Dogg, who I think is the dopest hip hop R&B singer, Nate Dogg. You know,
Yes, sir.
I made a character mix with two of them, and it's called Ray Deli. You know what I'm talking about? And Ray Deli singing, and I'm rapping. You know what I'm talking about? So check that out. It's just a single right now, but the album is definitely in the works. You know what I mean? All that's on TerraRecordsInc.com. And to answer your question more better, bro, it is people that came, it have been people that came up to me and said, brother, I joined the nation because of you. Okay. Or I'm in this organization because of you. You know, I rap because of you. I didn't even want to rap until I heard you or saw you. And now you made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like I went on tour with MC Light in the prisons here in Chicago, and it's brothers that be getting out of jail that had long terms. You know, I'll be in a grocery store or something, and they'll walk up to me and be like, "Man, G, I was locked down in this Stateville, and man, you came through, and I remember you." And I'm just telling you, man, from that day, I have been thinking about you, and now here you are in front of me. So, you know, I had a lot of those. I know, like I said, I'm confident in what I do and what I drop. I know it's going to touch people. I did get the response from the people. So I know, you know, I'm worth something because God don't make junk, right? So here it is, and there it's going to be. And that's all I'm going to be. It ain't going to stop till the casket drop, Josh. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
D.A.
sir.
Smart, the Black Terror.
All praise due to Allah. Well, this is a legendary interview. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
Thank everyone for watching.